guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope your bank accounts and your hearts and your brain cells are thriving on this lovely evening or this morning or whenever I edit this and upload it. But I have a fun story for y'all today and let's get into it. Okay, so this story begins way back when 10 years ago when I was 16, maybe 17 years old, and I was studying to be a doctor. Yeah, being a doctor is really hard. I am not a doctor today. That's why I am sitting in front of you making story times for YouTube, clearly. But at that point, I was studying like a lot because I needed to clear my medical entrance exam. And my mom really wanted me to clear this exam as well because what is she going to do? Make videos on YouTube in the future? No, she's going to be a doctor. She's going to operate on people. Yes, that's not what my mom wanted. She wanted her daughter to become a doctor, but I was a little sick of it because I was like, this is really hard. Like, I can't do this all day, all night. मुझको याद सताए तेरी. I'm studying to become a doctor, and this is a time that all my friends from school are going on this fucking trip. Okay, it's somewhere in the hills, and it's like a 15-day thing. And at that point, I was not allowed to go to the grocery store on my own. Also, I was a little sheltered, but I really wanted to go on this trip. And there was like a trip organizer, but there was no like adults going, like no adults that my mom knew and loved and trusted. And I had to study for my medical entrance exam, which is just like a few days later. So obviously, I wasn't going to get permission to go. I did ask, and my mom said, I'm so sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Stop thinking, go study because this is just not a conversation to be had. Now, I was like, it is easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. So I was like, I'm just going to go and my mom will figure it out. It's all G, okay? So I leave the house, and obviously I'm not packed for this fucking trip in the hills because I live in Bombay and we do not have winter. The closest thing we have to winter is switching on the AC in your house, wearing a H&M hoodie and pretending like you are not sweating while you're making a video. So I packed like whatever the fuck I could, okay? Like in like whatever without my parents finding out that I am gonna fuck off for this trip. So I've gone on this 40-hour train journey, and keep in mind, like, I'm so busy studying at this point that I'm not like, I don't have like a lot of close friends or anything. So I've just gone with this group of the cool kids. The cool kids. Immediately as I sit in the train, there's these two guys that are like flirting with me, but also flirting with other women and just like talking about women. Damn, like, whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck have I done? Like, why am I here? So, after a 40-hour journey, we have reached the hills. Now, the itinerary was such that we had one day in the small, like, hill town, and then we were doing a trek. Never done a trek in my life, but whatever. I have fully committed to this. Parents have found out at home that I have left, and they're like, okay, fine, you have gone now, come back safe. And I'm like, you bet. But the group of people that I was rooming with and like hanging out with as a result of that were these two guys and this one girl. So A was one of those guys that, peaked in high school. He was in love with everything and anything that moved, but also a little bit of a misogynist and like, one of those guys that just flirts all the time and you're like, bhai, bus, ho gaya. So that's what he was doing. He was flirting with everyone all the time, asking like us about polygamy and like, oh yeah, like men are not supposed to settle with one woman, whatever. Okay, sure, he was there. And then his friend B, who was like 16, 17, and he had a full blown like gambling addiction, alcoholic, whatever, whatever. But sure. And then there was this girl who was part of the group. Let's call her C. So C was chill. She was very chill, but she had like her own insecurities where she was like, I need to be one of the bros, like one of those, like, I'm cool with everything. She was secretly in love with one of the guys, but it was like her problem to deal with. She was very nice to me, but like also at some point you start judging people by the company they keep, and her company was questionable to say the least. But I was also part of this circle because now This is what it is, okay? At that time, I was like, oh my god, they're the cool kids. Even though like all my fucking red flags were blaring, I was like, yay, fun. I have just left my house, so I have to make this worth everyone's while. Please, please let me have fun, universe, and not get into shit. We got into shit. The first day, this B, who is drunk, has like bumped into one of these women in the market, and she was like, bro, why are you bumping into me? And he was so drunk, he was like slurring and he was like, oh, I never bumped into you, whatever. A scuffle broke out. Her husband and his friends, who were also visiting, I guess, have started like fighting with A, B, and this C has gussoed for no reason. Now I'm also part of this fucking group, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I fucking froze. So at that point, like, I don't even know what happened, but eventually there was like a mob following us, and somehow we have reached the hotel. Already a bad start to this trip, right? Sorry, little technical issue, so I had to change my location. Welcome to my bedroom, but let me continue the story. Where were we? As I was saying, already a bad fucking start to the trip. But, no way but up is what I always say. I never say that. I am quite a pessimist. But in this scenario, I'm like committed, like I said, to having a great time on this trek. Let's walk up this mountain. Now, as I'm walking up this mountain in the fucking stupidest outfit ever, I'm wearing like a mini skirt and like colorful stockings and clearly not equipped for the mountains. Like I said, I'll insert a photo here. I'm walking, and A comes up to me and he's like running back and forth, showing off, but also like flirting with all the girls on this trip. Okay. So he's like, listen, go a little slow because like you're embarrassing me, you're going too fast. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not going to go slow just so you can impress some random girl. I'm also a woman. Why aren't you trying to impress me, basically? But whatever. I still lost this race, this made up race in his head. I lost that because I am bad at climbing mountains, not because he wanted me to lose. Okay, let's be very clear about that. But anyway, we're all at this campsite, and these guys, A and B, are like, let's go party. We found some other campers, whatever, whatever. And I was like, why are you all acting like we are interest? We are in the middle of the mountains. Why do you want to go clubbing in the middle of the mountains? But I didn't say that. I was like, okay, whatever. But then I was like shy. So I sat at the campsite and I was reading. I enjoy reading, very fun activity. A has come back at one point and he has seen me read and he was like acting like, oh my god, this girl, why is she reading? I think she's really sad. And I was like, actually, I just like reading. But he was like, that was the moment I was really humanized for him because I read a book. And for him, that's like top 10 worst moments of his life was when he was asked to read a book or something like that. At 16 years old, I'm like, wow, this cool, popular boy is impressed by me reading a book. I am so unique and not like other girls, and he's basically in love with me. Even though, why do I want him to be in love with me? I don't know. Because clearly not a stellar guy, But okay, I'm having a good time. My life is basically a Wattpad romance novel. I'm the nerdy girl, he's the popular guy. I'm gonna be a doctor and I'm gonna get pregnant with his babies, and he's gonna be changing for me, and he's gonna be into monogamy now, and I'm gonna be such a successful doctor. I'm gonna remove my babies myself and we'll live happily ever after, while he does whatever, because clearly he's not central to the story. I have gotten attention for the first time from a guy, so I am clearly imagining my future with him. And thank God nothing happened except like I had my first drink with him. I was like waking up in the middle of the night and like talking to him and all of that. Only all this like time pass happened for a week, and actually, thank God he was not even my first kiss or anything. Nothing happened because he was quite a red flag, honestly. And he was just enjoying the attention from me. Before I even gave my medical entrance exam when we came back, he had fucked off. He had left for uni or wherever, and like he doesn't live in India to this date. C and I are still friends. B is like, I don't even know what he's doing these days. He's like doing odd jobs here and there. Not like like he's kind of dropped off. Okay, like I last I heard, like he was drunk at a bar and like creating a scene. So clearly not much has changed. C has like really gotten her shit together. In fact, she got married last year, the most beautiful wedding ever in Rajasthan, to this guy who's like not associated with A or B. Really nice guy, really rich guy, really sweet guy, really loves C a lot. We love C's husband. Okay, the entire group loves C's husband. And honestly, A and B have not been a part of my life in a really long time. Except last year when we went to C's wedding, I knew B was coming and we're like chill like that. Like whatever, he just stands in a corner and gets drunk and like honestly just stares at everyone. But I know he's not gonna watch this, so it's fully fine if I say this. Sweet guy just like needs to get his shit together. And I did not even know that A was coming to this wedding. The first night at the wedding, he surprises her. Okay, and I'm shocked. I'm like, fuck. And but I'm looking really hot, so I'm also like, sure, hi. Like now the playing field is level. I am a strong, successful, smart woman. He's doing well in his career, but he's still a little weird. Okay, but C loves him and he's a friend of hers and she's really excited and I'm her friend, so I'm like excited for her. Now A is still a flirt, but now I'm not like lapping it up like he used to. So we're flirting here and there, but he's also being really annoying. Like I'm asking him to do something when my hands have mehndi on them. He's like flirting with me. I'm like, just fucking do the work. There was this like Sangeet choreography plan, and I really wanted to do a good job because I really like dancing at my friends' weddings. And he has changed the Sangeet last minute. Okay, the song ended up being nice and all, but that was a full fluke on his part that I was able to manage. I feel like I saved that performance, but whatever. Great wedding. I'm not gonna lie, A and I were hanging out again because again, red flags I cannot see properly. But we hang out and we like acknowledge that our lives are really different. Like I barely ever leave my house and he's like traveling the whole world. But TK, whatever, the vibes are nice, very like chill. Like thank God we didn't end up together because our lifestyles are extremely, extremely different. Also, we were like 16 and we met for a week. So clearly not the love of my life. And there was this other guy at the wedding that I was also flirting with, okay? And we were sitting by like one of the venues after the after party had gotten over and all. And we were just like talking. And suddenly, out of nowhere, A comes up to us and starts beefing with this guy. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Because I really like this guy. But this guy's like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm like, he's just someone I met for 1 week. I had a crush on when I was 16. I don't know why he's acting like this. But then the other guy was also like, I don't want to be involved in this drama because there's no way someone will come in so intensely if they've only known her for a week. So clearly there's like history there. And I don't blame the other guy for fucking off. It's fine. That guy was also probably not the love of my life. This guy A is also really not making a move on me. So I'm like, what? He just doesn't want me to hook up with other people. Like, what's his deal? Like, chop chop. I'm 27. I'm not gonna wait forever. Now the wedding is over, whatever. We met for like 3 days. Clearly, nothing has happened. We have this like weird tension, but no one's really pursuing it. Sure. Raat gai, baat gai, download Hinge, start swiping. No, I'm watching a movie on my TV. I never leave the house anyway. You guys know this by now. My friends know this by now. A knows this by now because he has showed up at my house and he's like, she's clearly gonna be home. And I'm like, yo, who told you where I live? What the fuck are you doing here? Hi, I guess. I thought he had like fucked off to like Paris or wherever he is. But no, he's at my doorstep and he is proposing to me. And I'm like, excuse me, I don't know you that well, actually. But then I was like, honestly, what are the odds that I would meet the same guy when I'm 16 for a week and then again for 3 days and have a crush on him both times? Clearly, this is the love of my life and I'm gonna marry him and we are gonna live together happily ever after. Because this did not happen to me. This is actually the plot of Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. And what the fuck is going on in that movie? I'm so sorry for baiting your life. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if y'all enjoyed this. I just really like telling stories, but my life is really boring. And if y'all want to watch more stuff like this, why don't y'all hit that subscribe button and follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter and follow me on Threads and follow my podcast. But don't follow me in real life. And remember that everybody is beautiful, especially me. Okay, bye guys.